Okay, so for level 3, okay. Now, with number 1, I mean the A value is 1, so that's cool. Oh, I forgot to cross that out. Okay, that's not really the problem. So yeah, so for level 3, question number 1, A value it's 1. That's not a problem. The problem is this, okay? When we do our completing the square, as we said, we're gonna have this +1 scoot over, and then we are going to divide this number by 2, right? Well, what's 5 divided by 2? Well, 5 divided by 2 is, well, we can say 2.5, but we want to use fractions. So it's going to be 5 over 2. Now, so because we're dealing with fractions, we try to make things simple. So we're going to do this, okay? Parentheses, 5 over 2 square, and then minus 5 over 2 square. Nice? Okay, so we don't want to do too much computation unless we have to. Now, what's the benefit of doing this instead of actually getting the actual square of 5 over 2, which is 25 over 4? It's because when we get our perfect square, it is going to be like this. So isn't that nice? Okay, we don't really have to square the number because we're going to use 5 over 2 straight away. Okay, but now, but this one you do have to square now because you have to simplify some numbers, okay? And this is a time that you've got to ask yourself, do you still remember your middle school math? That when you have to subtract a number with a fraction, you've got to have common denominator, okay? So y is equal to x plus 5 over 2 square, and then minus negative 21, minus 21 over 4. Now, it's not being asked here, but I'm going to take a step further and say, can you tell the vertex? Can you tell the vertex from this equation? And would say, well, the vertex, it's going to be negative 5 over 2, comma, negative 21 over 4. It's not pretty, okay? It's not pretty. But something that concept-wise, same thing, skill-wise, not something new. Yes, it's fraction. People hate fraction, myself included, but that doesn't mean that you should not know it. Okay, so should know it. Okay. Number 2, same deal, same deal. Okay. Y is equal to x squared minus 9x, and then plus 2, scoot over. And then we will go ahead and divide this number by 2, which is 9 over 2. So we say, all right, plus 9 over 2 square minus 9 over 2 square. Nice and easy. All right, so, and then x minus 9 over 2 square plus 2, and then minus, ooh, we need to do this, 81 over 4. Okay, we have to do this. 81 over 4, 9 times 9 is 81, 2 times 2 is 4, yeah. So we have to make this a common denominator. So that would be, what's equivalent to 2? 8 over 4, it's 2, okay? So you do that, okay? So your final vertex form, it's going to be 73, negative minus 73 over 4. Yeah, so that's it. Okay, so again, if I want to push the envelope further to tell the vertex can be 9 over 2, comma, negative 73 over 4. Okay, all right, so, yes, okay. So number 3, all right, now number 3, we're going to compound what we just did with an A value that's not 1. So what do we do? Well, first, we're going to factor out the 2 from the first 2 terms. So we have x squared and then minus 3 over 2x. Okay, so again, go ahead, multiply the 2 into the parentheses. Do you get the same 2 terms? We say, yes, we do. And then we say what? Y equals to 2 times x squared minus 3 over 2x. And then we are going to add something. at what? Well, what is 3/2 divided by 2? I'm going to do it by the side. Okay, 3/2 divided by 2. It's the same thing as 3/2 times 1/2, which is 3/4. So 3/4 square. Okay, and then minus, well, don't forget there's a 2 sitting up front. So 3/4 square. Okay, and then we have 2 times x squared. My bad. It's supposed to be a perfect square. 3x minus 3/4. Okay, perfect square. And then plus 2 minus 2 times 9 over 16. Okay, one step at a time. Okay, we have time. We have space. Let's do this one step at a time. And then we're going to do some cancellation. So 2 and 16 becomes 1 and 8. So we have 9 over 8 right here. And so we will have to have a common denominator to carry out this subtraction. So that will be 16 over 8 minus 9 over 8. And our final vertex form, it's going to be 7 over 8. Okay, 7 over 8. Okay, so we have our vertex. If we need to write out our vertex, it is going to be 3 over 4, comma, 7 over 8. Okay, again, it's not pretty, but it's okay. It's okay. And then now for number 4. For number 4, same deal. Okay, for number 4, it's same deal. You factor out the first 2 terms. Okay, so that's how you factor the first 2 terms. And then you will need to divide the middle number by 2. So I'm going to work it on the side. Divide the number by 2 is the same thing as saying times it by 1/2. So you reduce it actually, you get 1/3. Okay, so plus 1/3 square minus 3 times 1/3 square. And we will have a perfect square. And our perfect square is 3 times x minus 1/3. And then minus 5. And then minus 3 times 1/9. And then we can reduce this a little bit. This is 1/3. So we have 3 times x minus 1/3 square minus, now we have to have a common denominator. So we have 15 over 3, which is equal to 5. Okay. And so our final vertex form, it's going to be this. Okay. Lengthy? Yes. Challenging? Yes. But difficult? Not really. Okay. I mean, I will let you decide. Okay. Once you get the concept clear, all you need to worry about it's I mean, can you do the fractions, addition and subtractions easily? Okay. That's a key. All right. So that's it. That's it for this lesson. Okay. So make sure you can do level 1 and level 2 perfectly. Level 3, definitely try it. Okay. Definitely try it. All right. See you in the next lesson. Well, for the next lesson, we will continue to do completing square, but we're going to do something with completing square. And that would be, I'm going to say this. Okay. You know, the quadratic formula, the negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. What if I say that there's a better way to solve x than using the quadratic formula? And that is to use completing a square. Now, that's how I feel. I will let you be the judge when you go to the next lesson. Okay.